Hello, crafty friends. This is the Paper Chef here. Welcome to my live unboxing of some new products. I have here the Irresistible Blooms by Stampin'. It is part of a bundle called Irresistible Blooms, and luckily our names match now. Irresistible Blooms Dies. This all just came today, and it was exciting for me, even though it's like nighttime, trying to go out in the rain and get my package. I was excited. Okay, then we have Hello Irresistible 6x6 Designer Series paper. I like it already because it's 6x6. I'm a 6x6. I like that kind of paper better. All right, and then we have Basics 3D embossing folders. We have 3 of those. We're going to do some spontaneous crafting with these. Open it up and just start embossing. What the heck? And then we'll do this. Let's see, we'll open this one. It is called Naturally Gilded Specialty Designer Series paper. It's copper, gold, silver, and very vanilla. All right, so I'm excited, and I'm also excited about some of the colors, and I'll explain this. But first, I need to tell you about, if you missed this, about what we did yesterday here on my YouTube channel. We did a Brother ScanNCut tutorial where we cut out lots of crafty goodness from the ScanNCut and the Easter Bunny bundle. And here are just a few of the projects that we created using those cute little things, and I showed you how to color and cut out. So now I have a whole bucket of crafty goodness. And it's kind of right on time because our punch ran out. The punch that goes with, I mean, it didn't run out forever, but the punch that goes with this punch here, that I was telling everybody, get it before we run out. You know, that, it's on back order until May. So that's going to be after Easter. But then you can still use your ScanNCut to cut out your stamped images. Yippee for the Easter Bunny. And that's my workshop series this month. All right, now, let's do this. I wanted to take this paper and explain how you can get these if you're a demonstrator. If you're not a demonstrator, you can't get these yet. You can get them in March. So say you're my customer right now and you're not a demonstrator. And about half the people watching are demonstrators. Like, that's what I know from my statistics. When I look at the comments and things, half the people are okay. So say you're a customer and you go to my website and you're like, I'm going to look, oh, I love what she's showing right now. Irresistible Blooms, yada, 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 all the stuff I'm showing, right? You can't get it. If you go here, paperchef.stampinup.net, you can't get it right now because it's not for sale for customers, okay? But if you're on my team and you're watching, or you're another demonstrator and you're like, oh, wow, I didn't get this yet. I'm interested. Like, she has me interested because, look, it's a new product I've never seen before. Then here's how you get it as a demonstrator. One of the many, many perks of being a demonstrator is being able to order a month before everybody else, or like at least a month, about a month before everyone else. This is an online exclusive, meaning it's only going to be available next month in the month of March, and while supplies last, probably onwards, March and onwards. Well, I'm not exactly sure when. Here, let's see if it says it on here. Let's just say March. I don't know when in March. I think in March 1st. Okay, Kathy, I saw Kathy's here. Maybe you guys can write. Okay, I see Yvonne's here. Some of my team is here. Okay, maybe you'll be able to tell me. So this is what we're allowed to do as demonstrators. We're allowed to order these. We have limits, though. Like, they cut people like me off. I would have got like a bunch of this paper. But we're allowed to get like 2 of the consumable papers, one bundle like this. You know what I mean? This is called a non-consumable. And we're allowed to get 2 of these. So if you get a starter kit, if you're like, oh, I love this product, this is what I'm going to get in my starter kit, you can get any of these products in your starter kit too. So the way to get this is if you're a demonstrator, you're allowed to pre-order. And if you want to join my team, you can put this in your starter kit. See, basic embossing folders, we're allowed to get one of those. Here's another item. I didn't get this. Classic Letters stamp set. Okay, I didn't get this one. And I didn't get these little dots because they're not sticky. It says loose frosted dots. I'm not into the whole loose thing unless I'm doing shaker cards. And I have sequins coming out my ears. So I didn't get those. But I got everything else. I got this, and this, and this. So I got 5 of the 7 things we were allowed to get. So that's what I'm unboxing, and that's how you know. All right, so let's start with the die set and stamps, and then we'll do the paper. Okay, so we're going to do this. I'm going to open this up. And it's casual, so just say hello. And you'll get to do some voting on what I make, okay? Hello, Kathy from Backyard Stamper. Yeah, I can't wait. Okay, can't wait to share my thoughts on the new collection. Well, you know me, I don't hold anything back. If I like it, I'll tell you. Ooh, I do like this. All right, so she's waiting to hear my thoughts. I like the dots. We're going to see how they come out and what we do with them. All right, cool. I'm liking the big dies. I like the elements. This is great for design. It's kind of fresh and chic. It has like cool designs for putting in the back of cards and things. All right, so very cool dies. Look, these are all standalone, except for, like, this will cut out a stamped image, a few of them. But look, standalone, standalone, standalone. Awesome. All right, so the stamp set is a cling stamp set. We'll go ahead and mount a stamp. Why not? Because you're gonna stamp with the Memento Black and color with the blends. Since we're gonna color something in Flirty Flamingo, because that's one of the coordinating colors, we will mount this big flower. All right, so hello, Yvonne and Hilda and Lynn. This is how I do it. Other people do it different ways. This is how I do it. There's no right or wrong way. Just keep life simple, guys. Don't get your panties in a bunch. So you take your stamp off of the back. It's a sticker. And you peel the little cover off that sticker. And you're baking, this is not sticky, but it would stick to a Stampin' Block. See, I used to, before we had the cling material, I would just stick them to my Stampin' Block like that. But it's a lot nicer when you have the cling material, because the cling material is like nice, it's really strong, okay? And then you line up your stamp, and like so, you stick it on there. And it's very simple, okay? Easy peasy. And now you have a stamp that you can then mount onto your Stampin' Block. Okay, that's how you do it. All right, let's look at the stamps. It says, I like you. I couldn't be happier to have you as my friend. Hooray, it's your day. Hello and thank you. All right, so which sentiment would you like? Pick the sentiment, and whoever votes first will get to pick the sentiment. All right, hello. Okay, Ron, we said hello, Lynn. Thank you guys for coming on for this late night spontaneous crafting session. Diane, Christian, hello. Deborah from New South Wales, Australia. That's a lot to type every time, right? But I'm glad you do, because it makes us feel connected to you. All right. Hello, Linda from Stamp, Cut, and Create. Thank you for telling me, you and Jean, about my bingo today, Linda, that my bingo was sold out when it's not sold out because it was just a clerical error on my part. Hello, Lisa. You got the Irresistible Blooms. Yvonne, did it come? Did it arrive the other day? Did it arrive already? Hello, John. Hello, Brooke from Florida, and Janet, and Becky, and Deborah. All right, coordinating colors, ready for this? This is going to be an interesting thing that you're going to be kind of shocked to hear the coordinating colors, especially if you're a Stampin' Up connoisseur. All right, Lori from Ohio, Eileen from Arizona. I saw you got the next kit already, Eileen. That's awesome. You're a very early bird. Hello, Ginger Snap. Love that name. Love that name. Hello, Laura Ann. And Sharon, nice to see you again. All right. And Lisa Fisher saying she has all the new stuff. All right. The coordinating colors are Daffodil Delight. Okay. That's cool. Daffodil Delight. I've already pulled out the cardstock that I knew was going to coordinate. This is Daffodil Delight. It's part of the Brights collection. Okay. Then it says Flirty Flamingo. Okay. I was like, that's cool. I pulled out some Flirty Flamingo. And then it says Lost Lagoon. Okay. We're going to skip that one for a second. And then I pulled out my subtles, and it says Petal Pink. See if there's any left in this packet, though. I think I used it in my last kit. Okay, there's none in here, but there's the next one. Then there's Pretty Peacock. We'll skip that for a second. And Soft Sea Foam. So I pulled out a few colors that we can use for our card. All right, now, Lost Lagoon and Pretty Peacock. Oh, I am singing from the rooftops, guys. They brought back some retired colors. They were very popular to me. You'll just see them. I'm going to show them to you. They're very popular, like, you know, the teal kind of green things. Okay, love that collection. All right, so here we go. This is Flirty Flamingo. There's going to be 4 of each one. It's a pack of 48 sheets, 6x6. Flirty Flamingo. And you can see the Pretty Peacock Lost Lagoon sort of combination, I think. I think they're both of these inside here. The Pretty Peacock will be this dark one. And the lighter one looks like Lost Lagoon to me. Okay, so that... I have some of that cardstock coming in my shipment, so I'm pretty excited about that the retired colors came back. Okay, you can see the Daffodil Delight mixed with the Flirty Flamingo here. So I'm liking this because it has my brights, which I love my brights. It has my greens and blues, which I love. And it doesn't have like the abstract flowers. I do like flowers that are not abstract, that are like real, like you can tell that they're flowers. Okay, so I like more realistic flowers, which I really like about this. And I like the nature vibe going on. And I'm thinking maybe this would make a cool workshop series. So yes, brought back retired colors. Now, the retired colors are going to come back then, I'm guessing. I don't know. I'm not. Oh, maybe we can use the dye, guys. Oh, can we use the dye on the paper? Let's try it. Oh, yes, we can. It looks like, I'm thinking we can. Hold on. Maybe not. Let's see. Yeah, does it? That would be really cruel if they made it so you can't use the dye and it looks like the exact same size. All right, here we go. Nope, it does. It fits perfect. All right, so that we know what we're die cutting. Here, I'm taping it on, guys. I have to tape it on because I'll forget which way it went. So let's just tape it on right now. So we have that. So we're ready to do that when we get to that. But I don't want to start die cutting in the middle of looking at the paper, because you'll be like, this girl's a spaz. She's all over the place. All right, there we go. And then this one, maybe that would work too. Let's try it. Oh gosh, we have to do it. This is it, you guys. I think this is going to be, what do you guys think of that? Now in March, we're going to do the Playing in the Rain bundle, but I'm thinking April, this would make a really good bundle to use. But then everyone's going to have to act quick before we sell out in March. Okay, so because you never know. I'm going to put that like that and show you the back. I mean, I'll stock up as much as I can on the paper when I'm allowed to in March, when I'm allowed to get more paper. So you'll have paper for your kit. But of course, if you don't get the bundle yourself, SOL, out of luck. Look at that. That's cool. I'm just loving this. This reminds me of like under the sea, like seaweed. Like this little part here looks like seaweed and little bubbles. So I'm thinking that's kind of cool. And this reminds me of the Splendid Day. So there's the soft sea foam. There we go. There was soft sea foam mixed out throughout. See over this little piece over there? That was soft sea foam. So if you missed that, that's one of the colors. Oh, wow. This is awesome. Okay, and we have Pretty Peacock. And let me go see what the vote was. I got to go all the way back. Was the hello a hello, or was it a vote for hello? Was there a hello stamp? Let's see what the... Yes, there was. Okay, a bunch of people are saying hello, so I'm guessing that was that the first one? Because now everyone's saying hello. That must be the vote for which stamp you want. Because I see so many hellos. Hello, like from Kelly. Lisa says I make her laugh when I sing. Oh, I love these dots. Oh, look at this. This looks like Under the Sea, too. Okay, all the leaves can be cut out with the dye, she's saying. The leaves, so we can use that. We'll use that one, too. Nice color pack. Yes, I agree, Diana. Super cool. All right, so we can cut some of this. Okay, let's do 2 of these at once. Okay, we're going to put this off to the side because look at this paper. This looks like the exact same pattern. Yes, so we'll die cut 2 of these at once. See? As long as we keep the papers taped together. That's the trick when you die cut 2 papers at once with the same pattern. You can actually die cut 3 papers at once. But let's go ahead and tape the papers together. Like so they don't slip apart. All right, let's see. Are we done going over the paper? Oh, so awesome. It looks like the pattern keeps repeating itself. And this one, very nice. Okay, I like this one. We'll do these 2 together. And we'll flip that over. All right. Very nice. So we have dies. We're going to do our little die cutting sandwich. All right. Our die cutting sandwich is going to consist of the plates, which are over there. One moment. I'm already preparing for another kit. So here we have, this is the base plate. So this is where you put your base plate whenever you're die cutting. See, it's a big base plate. Then you're going to use, whenever you're doing thin dies, you're going to have plate. That was plate number 1, by the way. And then you're going to have plate number 2. That's your thin die adapter. And then you're going to have one of the plate number 3s. And then you're going to lay everything down here like so. And then you're going to have another plate number 3. Let's just do one at a time. Only because I've already have it taped and we can just have a quick success here. Okay, and then we're gonna, actually, let's take, see what you can do is take the handle, flip it around, then you can crank it through. I can crank it through this way. Only that way I'm not reaching over the camera, under the camera. All right, come on. Let me show you where it's at. All right. Oh, yes. How cool. So we cut the flowers, and now we can do the smaller die. We just reuse the tape again. The smaller die. Let's put these over here like so. And then the smaller die is going to just go like that. I'm guessing it's going to go like that. We're going to just turn it around. All right, so maybe it's like a little trick and it fits on every, nope, because that's the same flower. Here it goes. See, it's just a matter of like your perspective. Like I was at an angle looking at that one. Looks like it's perfect to me. And we're just going to do that and put our lid on, crank it through. You can cut 3 pieces at once. There was another pattern, I think, like this as well. But we'll have enough. We're just making 1 card. So I'm going to have like, I'm just starting my bucket of crafty goodness. We'll have extra stuff. All right, so there you go. And now let's do the leaves. Put that. So we're going to do the same sandwich, right? 1, 2, 3. And then put that one on there with the leaves. That's already taped. Let's get the other set of leaves. The trifecta here. 3 leaves at once. Oh, love it. Love it. Okay, of course, I lost the piece in the back, so we need to tape the 2 pieces of paper together. You don't have to use like this. You can use a sticky note, but this is called low tack tape. So I'm not using, this is called Post-it low tack tape. I'll put a link to in the description so you can get it. All right, and then let's just see if we can throw a couple of these little guys on there, just randomly. We'll just stick, whoop, that one just flew across the room. No, it flew on the floor. It didn't flow across the room. I'm exaggerating. I'm just going to kind of throw these on there. Let's see. It just fell on the floor. We're just going to throw this one on there. I'm just cutting some extra little leaves here, just to kind of jazz up our card. Come on. Just plop it on there. I'm just kind of randomly plopping them on there. A couple are going to be exact, and the others will be what we're going to call abstract art, where they're not really going to match up the pattern in the back, but that's okay. It's only paper, guys. So if you guys are like, oh no, I could have die cut those. Like, it really doesn't matter. You know, it's only paper. And paper is meant to be shared and to be enjoyed. And then just kind of, you can either use your pokey tool. And I say pokey tool, it's called take your pick tool. You can poke out your little bits with your take your pick tool, or you can kind of just throw, sometimes you just toss it and it comes out. Oh, yes. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, so die cutting. Lots of nice die cutting going on. Lots of pretty things. Let's see how these came out. I think I like the bottom paper better than the top paper. That's cute, right? But the bottom paper, look how cool that is. I'm just putting some of the dies back away before I lose them. Yep, that's nice. That's nice, but the one underneath is nicer. See? Look how cool that is with the pretty peacock. Ooh la la. All right, these colors are making me happy. I hope they're making you happy. Like this is really cool artsy combination of colors. Not something that, probably because we needed a color refresh. Whenever you start to say, wow, like with the colors, it means that it's time for a color refresh. And that's what it looks like is happening in the new catalog, is a color refresh. Because otherwise they wouldn't have put these colors in this paper unless they're going to probably put them in the new catalog. But I'm guessing because they don't tell me these things. Well, they might have told me these things. We actually have a group called Stampin' Up! Leaders group, and they do tell us these things, but I just haven't been in there in a while. So I haven't been listening to any of the secret updates that we're not supposed to share. All righty, now we are ready for, so we've done some spontaneous crafting. Now we need to just open up the other, I know you guys are wanting to see this. I want to see that. Let's open up this guy. All right, it is called Naturally Gilded Specialty Designer Series Paper. Ooh, you get 2 of each. So there's very vanilla and gold on this one. So I'm liking that. And it's plain on the back. So it's foiled and then plain on the back. All right, love the silvered as well. Can you see this for some, say some weddings, some winter weddings with the silver for that pattern? Really like it. Foil's beautiful. Hello, Michelle from South Carolina. Nice to see you again. Yvonne's loving that. Yep, Ginger loves the colors and of the paper. Yes, Diane likes the peacock color too. I love, both Dianes are here. Hello, Diane. Neato, and nice to see you. Okay, this is like a rose gold, guys. It says copper, but it looks to me, it is copper. It says copper on the back, but to me it looks like rose gold. What do you guys think? Very nice. So we'll use this as an accent for the card that we create. But it's not going to be our background. We're going to use it as an accent. All right. And we have to open now these. So the question will be, and you get to vote, our card base. Is our card base going to be Flirty Flamingo, Daffodil Delight, or, okay, Flirty Flamingo. You can either do 1, 2, or 3, or, you know, we'll do best out of 3 votes for this one, okay, instead of first vote. 1, 2, or 3. Flirty Flamingo is 1, Daffodil Delight is 2, and Soft Seafoam is 3. So that's good. That's the question. And then whatever we don't use for the card base, we'll use it as an embossing layer, whatever. So you can do 1, 2, or 3. That's from the Brights collection. Okay, best out of 3 was the 3. Okay. Right, because we had a vote for Flirty, and then we had a 2. Nope, best out of 3 was number 1, because Flirty was 1. So this one got it. So now we'll do this one. But now that you guys love this one, we'll do this one for our embossing. Okay, we will do this one for our card base, and then we're gonna do so you guys didn't vote at all for the Daffodil Delight, so we're putting that one away. And we're gonna do the card base in Flirty Flamingo, and then we're gonna emboss with our new embossing folders with the Soft Seafoam. All right, let's see. Let me see if I want to make a vertical card. Yes, because you guys voted for the hello. So let's make a vertical card. So to make a vertical card, we need to put the paper horizontally. Yes, because we're going to do 2 at once. And we're going to score it 5.5. This is an 8.5 by 11 paper. We're going to score it 5.5. And then you're going to turn it vertically. We're going to turn it, so we did it horizontally, and now we're going to turn it vertically. And we're going to cut now at 4 1/4. Okay, so we're just making a card that's going to be 4 1/4 by 5.5. That's all we're doing. Ooh, my blade is getting dull. But luckily, see how it got ragged on the edge? Can you see that? But luckily, just now in this container, or in this shipment, I could be a container knowing my boxes. So look what just came, and right on time, because this was getting, see how dull that was? It was giving me raggy edges, raggy edges. So I'm going to take out my bottom one, which is the really dull one. If the top one's dull, you know the bottom one's even more dull, because I keep the bottom one even more dull than the top one. And there is a scoring tool for these trimmers, but I use my Simply Scored, and I don't use my scoring tool. And so I'm going to put the little arrow up, and I'm going to put it in that little notch, and that's how you replace your trimmer blade. And now look, I'll compare this trimmer blade. Now we're going to cut this one in 4 inches by 5 1/4. And you're going to see, wow, you're going to be like, what? Look at the difference. See, that's like butter. I'll show you the edges of both, and you can see what I'm talking about. How one is raggy before you change your trimmer blade. So you're going to have a little extra piece there because this is only a layer. So we will do 5 1/4. I might not use these on my cards as is that big, but this is just typically the size I make when I'm going to be embossing something. And I'll show you why, because it kind of just fits on the card well. But I'm thinking we'll probably use designer series paper for the back of the card. But who knows, because this is spontaneous crafting and we never know what's going to happen. All right, so now let's show you the raggy versus the sharp edge versus, when you change your... So what you have to do with the raggy edge, see how... Let me get this light up here. Okay. See how here, let's put that behind here. Look how raggy, when the blade, before you change the trimmer blade, it gets like that. I would not go for that. That's not going to be a professional card for me. But this one has smooth edges because I used a new blade. So what you do, it's no problem, but I just wouldn't give out a card like that. I take my paper trimmer and I just get off the little raggy edges like so. It's not a big deal, but I'm not going to go try to cut it again, because if I try to cut it again and cut a sliver off, then I'm not going to have the right size paper for my card. So I'd rather just trim off the little raggy edges. Now, it is true that the reds have more fibers sort of in them because of all the dyes and stuff. So it could be that this paper, this Flirty Flamingo paper, cardstock I should say, was more fibrous and it gets raggy. But you saw it was really probably due to the blade being so dull. So let's bring back this Simply Scored, and we're going to just kind of get the little spatula guy, and we're going to just flatten him out. So we'll go like this. So we scored downwards. Now we're going to flip it up. That was called a valley when you score downwards. And then it's a mountain, this score going that way. And I just like to use the corner of my Simply Scored to burnish the edges. And you can also use a bone folder, but I like to use a spatula. And we'll go like that. All right, so now, just to show you, these would go nicely on there. But we're going to probably use designer series paper, but still, we need to emboss these. Either way, because I think they're going to look really cool. Even if I do make them smaller. Oh, you know what we could do? We could stamp on it and then emboss it. That would be kind of cool. We'll do that once. But first, we'll do that with the fourth time. But let's try these embossing folders. I know you guys are like, it's an unboxing. Where's the new product? Let's show you the new product. All right. Basics 3D embossing folders. You get a 3-pack. And these were 30. And you get, ooh, la la. Okay. We'll just do all of these. Ooh, la la. Nice. With the dots. Okay. And then nice with the little sort of like starbursty things. Oh, nice. And then you have your basic, this one is just your like crisscross applesauce, okay? So that's a crisscross. So let's see what they each look like. Now to use a 3D embossing folder, it's very important that you understand your sandwich. And I know you're getting hungry because I keep talking about sandwiches, but a die cutting sandwich has to do with the way you put your plates on here. So you need the 3D embossing plate when you're using a 3D embossing folder. This is much thicker than a regular embossing folder. The 3D embossing plate is, let's see what color. It's like see if it's under here. All right, it's it's this color. It's like a dark color. So we're just looking for it right now. Finding it on my table here. Here it is, okay? So the sandwich goes like this. You put this down, you put this embossing folder, and you put that on top. Of course, where's our paper? We need our paper in there. So let's get a piece of the paper, cardstock, preferably, okay? And you're going to put that in there. I just like to put it in with the Stampin' Up side up, like facing me. Okay, like that way. And if you want them to be straight, you could go up to the edge, but I stay away from like the edge of the seam. Like I don't put my paper all the way up to the edge of the seam because it doesn't seem to emboss exactly right when I do that. So let's go ahead and crank it through. Putting the lid on there and using the 3D embossing folder plate. Okay, we've done on this channel embossing tips and tricks where I show you how to ink up your folder first using your blending brushes and such. Oh, awesome, guys. Oh, look at this. Look how tall these are. This is like you could do bubble gum and candy themes, and this is just reminds me of all kinds of stuff. This is fun in every way. All right, let's try the next one. Okay, we're going to put this one there. And place the soft seafoam in there. And put the lid on there. I know what you're saying. This is worth joining just for this. But you can wait a couple weeks and buy it yourself too. But why not join, get free shipping, get a discount, get $175 worth of stuff for $99. And you can put all this stuff I'm showing you in your starter kit. Oh my goodness. Look at the detail on that one. Awesome, guys. And let's try the third embossing folder. I'm going to put that one down. So far, that's my favorite. I like the dots, but we'll see what the crisscross one looks like. Put that on there. And put the lid. And by the way, that's plate number 4, in case you're wondering. All the plates have numbers on them. And it says right on it, this is not a cutting surface. I'm going to knock over my bucket of crafty goodness over there with all the dies in it, if I'm not careful. So one of my viewers was like calling it a craft-a-lanch. I was like, that's a good name for it, craft-a-lanch. Oh, I like it. I'm liking that. Okay, but I still like the dots the best. What do you guys like? 1, 2, or 3? Like as far as liking the best. Not for our card, because the card I think I'm going to stamp onto this first. I think that's what I'm going to do for the card. Stamp on it, and then we'll like emboss it maybe with that one. All right, we'll try it. So I think for the card, because I want to use designer series paper for the background, I'm going to go ahead and lop off a 1/2 inch on every side, meaning an inch. I'm lopping off an inch on both sides, but which it's really be like a 1/2 inch on either side, like showing. So I'm going to lop off. So if that was 5 1/4, right, I'm going to lop off an inch and it's 4 1/4. So I'm just taking this layer and I'm going to make this smaller. So that way we have a smaller layer, and that way you could see the designer series paper I put behind it. And this is what we'll stamp onto. Then we'll put a bunch of pretty flowers on it and stuff. We will see, and we'll maybe put some of these elements on it with some accents. So first, I just need to stamp. So I'm going to move that closer. We got lots of stuff going on for this card. We might be able to make 2 cards. I have so much in my bucket of crafty goodness. All right, I'm putting a little silicone mat down, and I'm putting that there. And let's put hello onto this piece. And I'm pretty sure that's what you guys voted on, unless you were all just saying hello to me, in which case that's okay too. Okay, we're going to peel off the hello. And we're going to just put this little guy, put the little sticker on there. Okay, you could use Memento Black, but I think I'm just going to use my Night of Navy because it's much juicier and it's a nice neutral color. It works for these kinds of things. So tap your hello on there. See how juicy that one is? So that's going to work better. So I'm going to put the hello up near the top, and then I'll emboss it. Okay. I'm going to emboss it with the crisscross, even though I was just asking you guys which one you like. Yes, Stampin' Up sells the silicone mat. They're $5 or $6. I think inflation, everything went up. So it used to be $5, now it's like $6. Crisscross applesauce is her favorite, Yvonne's saying. Becky's saying number 3 as well. You guys saying number 1. I like number 1 the best, but for when I have a small sentiment, I see all your votes and everything, but when you have a small sentiment like this, I'm thinking it just might look better with the small, like crisscross, because it's small sentiment. That's what I'm thinking. So I'm going to emboss it with that one for this card. And now we need a piece of paper for the background on top of the flirty flamingo. And then that'll be our layer. We put our flowers and our little cutesy things on. See? Very nice. If you're going to ever stamp and then emboss, always stamp first. And then emboss. All right, so now we have our stamp, and now we're going to take our flower. And for this one, I'm going to be die cutting the flower. So I need a little piece of basic, well, I could use like a color or something, but I'm thinking just basic white. That's what I'm thinking. All right. This is sad that I have to use a deckled rectangle, but that's all I have right here handy. It's basic white. All right, now we're going to use a Memento black ink for that. How do things just disappear all of a sudden? And the reason we're using Memento black ink is that way we can color it with our Stampin' blends. This is going to need some conditioning. When you first get a stamp like that, you need to condition it a bit and sort of ink it a few times, unless you have a really juicy stamp pad. Okay, not yet. I'm thinking a couple more times. All right, we'll try it. I'm just going to go for it since I'm coloring it anyway. Maybe a little more. And then hold it there for a few seconds. Yes, very cute embossing folders. Okay, that came out nice. And then we need to die cut that. We're going to cover the Memento black ink. Now we're back to the other sandwich of the regular cutting plate and everything. We're back to just the plate number 1, and then the plate number 2, and the plate number 3, and the flower. And then we need this little guy. Now I'm going to die cut before I color, because if it doesn't die cut right, there's no sense coloring it. Like, why would I want to do all the work of coloring it only to find out that I accidentally slipped or sneezed during die cutting? And then I didn't have a nice flower, and I just got done coloring it. So I tend to color things later. Plus, I don't know which color I'm going to color it. Well, in this case, I know what color. But I'm saying I typically don't know what color I'm going to be coloring things. So I tend to die cut first and color later. So this is going to be our focal image. And then we have all those other ones for layering. This was basic white cardstock. It just happened to be a deckled rectangle because I had die cut that up before. And it was the only thing I could grab real quick without trying to search my house for where did I put my basic white cardstock. All right, so now we're going to take the Flirty Flamingo, and we're going to take the dark, and I'm going to use the brush tip. Well, so much for brush tip. It was supposed to be a brush tip, but it is the thicker side. And I'm just going to go around the outside. Okay, sort of like so. And then I'll go around this other layer a little bit like so. This is all loosey-goosey. I mean, it's all good because you're just blending two colors. All right. Maybe I put that in there. Okay, and then you're going to take your light Flirty Flamingo and just fill it in. Circle motions, circular motions. And then as it dries, the two colors will blend together. And if you really want them to blend more, you have to keep going over it. Okay, so like, see how it's already blending nice, but you can go like that. Choo, 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 choo. Like, you see how it's like, I'm pulling in the colors from the dark to the light. All right, good, good, good. Now, I'm going to put that on here. Ooh, I like how it's coming out. But before I stick it on with dimensionals, we're going to kind of do a little layout and see how it's going to work. So we'll put the dimensionals on it, but we won't actually take them off yet. And don't worry that they come through. And I think it needs a little wink of Stella. All right, so first we have our Flirty Flamingo, but we need our layer. This is a Flirty Flamingo card. So, I mean, already this would be cute, right? That would already be cute. But we need some accents. We need some gold accents. We need to use these new dies because we just got them, right? We need a piece of Designer Series paper for the background. So I will let you vote. We need something for contrast. So I'll just give you like two to vote for. All right, no, because we need contrast, right? So no. I need something that's not one of these two colors. Okay, hold on. Nope, maybe. Let me see. I'll know it when I see it. Okay, here's one choice. So this is choice number 1. Let's find, okay, this one. Too many. We don't want to cover up those pretty flowers. That would be bad if we covered up those pretty flowers. I think those are only kind of really ways to have contrast. Oh, right here. Okay, there we go. 1 or 2. This is going to be our background. And I think I'm going to make it horizontal. Oh, hello, Marilyn from Pennsylvania. Okay, and thank you, Linda, for looking up the mat. All right, we have Phil Ham is voting for number 2. Thank you. All right. This is what I really call mystery stamping because I had no idea what I was going to make today. Happy, happy. Okay, so I'm making it 5 1/2. 5 1/4. Right, 5 1/4 with our nice new blade, which I hope I didn't do that crooked. 5 1/4 by 4. And then notice how I did it so that my thing was going to be horizontal. Notice how I cut it. So 5 1/4 by 4. It gives us good contrast, but then you double check it before you attach it. Ooh, I'm liking it, but we still need some accents, but this is still going to be our base. So we're going to do the accents from that new paper. Oh, how sad. We're using such a pretty background, but that's okay because I had already decided I was using the circles. Okay, the accent, I think I want to go over the top of my embossing with the accent as opposed to like under the flower, but over the embossing. See, something like that. Like a piece of accent across the whole thing. All right, so let's take a piece and we will say, all right, we're just gonna look, and silver's not gonna work, too light. Vanilla, no, I think we'll use this one. Because the vanilla is, like I have a white going on, and I don't wanna mix white with vanilla. So let's take this one and make an accent. I'm gonna make it 1 inch to see if that might be too big, but if it's not too big, that's okay. We're gonna start with 1 inch and we can always trim it down. So it's 1 inch high. So I'm thinking something like this. So I'm gonna test it before I cut the width. I'm gonna test it. Like, is that a good height? Yeah. Okay, that's a good height. Actually, I'd put it down more. Something like, maybe I put it down like that. All right, so there we go. And I'm gonna make it the length of the pretty peacock, which was 5 1/4. So we're gonna make that 5 1/4. Hopefully I cut it the exact right size, which I did. All right, and I need to move it down so that my flower doesn't block my hello. All right, so now I can adhere this layer. And, ooh, I liked that side better. I should have embossed it that side. I mean, I like the way it's embossed on that side a lot better. But live and learn because I've already stamped on the other side. All right, I'm thinking I could use glue, but I maybe want to use my Seal Plus if it isn't too buried under here. And if I can find it, or some tear and tape or something. Only because when you have embossed layers and you use liquid glue, sometimes the glue like soaks into the nooks and crannies, like kind of like your Thomas's English muffins, and it doesn't touch the surfaces. So I like to use like glue if I'm just doing flat on flat adhering, but when I'm using flat on texture, I like to use my Seal Plus or something. All right, so there we go. That's gonna go like so. Okay, and we've just completely made up this card design and it's coming out good. No, that's not the right one, is it? I just cut one the right length. And in the 2 seconds, it disappeared. Here it is. Maybe that was the one. Yeah. So for that one, I can use liquid glue on that one because it has something to adhere to on the sides down there. Like on the sides of the paper. I'm going to go 2/3 down about. So you got a little bit of shiny bling bling going on. All right, cool. Okay, I went down a little bit more than I planned, but it's like this glue dries like concrete. It's like, you can't move it once it dries. All right, that's still good. Oh, no, that's good. No, I like it because it centers the flower. All right, that's my focal point, and it's popped up with dimensionals. So now we're going to do a combination of popping it up with dimensionals and gluing them down. So let's just kind of just start playing around with it. Let's use one of each. We don't need to use them all right now. I could have, for live and learn, I probably would have used adhesive sheets when I die cut these. My adhesive sheets instead of like the, okay, so I'm going to put this one over here. Okay, and I'm going to put the dark one on the right side. Okay, and then I'm going to put a dark, well, maybe I don't maybe need all those, but maybe, let's see, maybe, nope, one of these. I'm going to put this one right here. All right, so now that I know where I'm going to put the leaves, And I'm not even sure if I'm going to need these other flowers. Maybe I'll use one of the flowers. Then, because I think this flower is so nice already. But I don't want to use this flower because it's like too close to the one I just did. So I could use, and that's too close. So I could use one of these easily. Right? Something like maybe this one. No, I don't know. I don't think I need it. I don't think I need the other flowers. If I'm going to use the other flowers, it's going to be this flower here. But it just doesn't contrast. So in that case, I could ink it up and make it a little bit darker. We could try that. And if not, I'm not going to use it. So we're just going to try it. So let's get, I'll just do some, just take my petal pink and a little bit of a ink on my stamping block and some petal pink. And we'll see if I can't get that flower to be a little bit darker. Because it's like too much white on top of that light color. Like it's white on top of a white piece of bling, so it's not really contrasting. So that might work better. Yeah, at least it contrasts. Okay, I'll use that flower. I need definitely some Wink of Stella. It needs some glitter. That flower is kind of boring because it's really light. Daffodil Delight. I'm just trying to do something to it. Jazz it up a bit. Come on, give me some color. I'm just using a little bit of this is just so saffron. Just something. It just needs some, yeah, it needs definitely some glitter. This is like a boring flower. All right, that's cool. And then this one needs some glitter too. It's not coming out very well. I think I need to add to my wish list some more Wink of Stella. I should just get it in like the gallon jug. Do they sell it in the gallon jug? All right. So anyway, that's kind of where I'm going with this. And I think this one I need liquid glue on. But in retrospect, I would have used adhesive sheets. So then I would have die cut it with an adhesive sheet. And then glue won't ooze out the edge. And it'd be easy to handle. So these are all going to be down. The only thing that's going to be popped up is one of the leaves and one of the flowers. Like the middle. So we're going to put that off to the side. We're going to put this flower on top of that a little bit popped up. That one's down, so this will be popped up. And this one is down, so this will be popped up. So we'll pop. So in other words, you alternate. When you're layering up your cards, you're alternating between when you use dimensionals on things and when you make them flat. So I'm just getting out the small dimensionals in case I need them for the accents. So let's say this piece, we need we can just use a big dimensional and maybe one small dimensional up there. Small dimensionals help keep things, that way things don't get caught up in the envelope and start popping out. Maybe, let's see. Well, here, first let me put the flower. Then I'll know where to then it will just know where to put that. Cover that a little bit. It's like blocking my hello, but I like that color. So maybe I have to switch out with the two. Nope, I like it popped up. I can put it all the way over there and go ahead and block the boring flower because it's boring anyway. So we can block the flower. All right, we're going to put it there. As you know, if it was like that flower, it wouldn't block it, but the one beneath it is pretty light color, so I can go ahead and block it without blocking the hello. All right. There we go. There we have it. And we have lots of textures going on. And the only thing I would have done is I would have tried these dies out. But I don't think I need it for this card. So I just want to end by trying out these dies. I think I already had so much going on with that. I definitely want to see if we can use one of these as an accent. I want to put this on top of that. Like I could have done something like that, but you know what I mean? There's already so much going on with with the background layers and the textures and the embossing, but I'm thinking I do want to try these out. But I'm happy with how that card came out. We could just kind of whip together something quickly. All right, so I'm glad you guys came up with those combinations, and I'm just going to go ahead and cut a couple pieces of paper, so I'm going to try to do that. So let's get a couple pieces like this. Ooh, not that one, because that one has too many pretty flowers on the other side. I'm just going to get a couple pieces like that that don't have much going on the back. These all seem to have something going on really pretty on one side. Well, it's okay. See, maybe this one. All right, this one. I'll just use it. Even though it has that pretty thing going on, I'm just going to die cut on that end, and then I can use the bottom part for a card. So what I'm trying to do is just see how this one comes out. I'm just going to kind of die cut that whole section there and see how it works and if we can use it as a nice accent. All right. Oops, we better put that's our top, not our bottom. You know the die cutting sandwich. I don't need to keep going over that. We're just doing this quickly. I like that they give us 6 inches, and then we can have some options of what kind of crafts you can do with the 6 inches. So it gives us more like you can cut it and then kind of lay it on your card and cut off the edges and stuff. All right, this is like tight. It's a tight crank because I have 2 pieces of paper in there with the die. All right. Okay, let's see. Oh, wow. I mean, you could do stuff with the negatives from these. These are fantastic. All right, let's see. They're stuck together. I'm stuck on you. Oh, love this. Yeah, I'm thinking these will be good with some adhesive sheets because of all the detail. But, you know, we can use the fine tip glue. I'm thinking I need to put this on a piece of Flirty Flamingo for contrast. So let's try it. I already have another card that's already sort of started. I mean, we'll see how that works. All right, or we could do it the opposite. We could put that one on there, but that would be like, I typically wouldn't layer straight onto the back. So I think I could try something like that and then that. Oh, yes. So something like that. So what I would do, since I have all this extra on the edges, is I would just go ahead and, you know, put some glue back here. Again, I would have used adhesive sheets. So we'll just go ahead and get all the little dots. I don't need all the dots because I don't want to do the ones very, like, way out on the edge because they'll be hanging over. Okay, and then, of course, you can use a little sponge dauber. Sponge daubers would help you. And they'll help you, like, get off or spread the excess glue around. The problem is because it's not really a problem. I mean, people have real problems in this world. This is not a real problem. But the issue is when you have, like, say you have, like, all this embossing going on and it's bumping, like the embossing folder is bumping up, right? So, like, it's hard to touch. Because I didn't use an adhesive sheet, it's hard for the glue to touch all the spots. Because, see, I'm just kind of pressing down so it kind of makes some contact there. So it stays. Stay. But I like having the extras and then I can trim off the edges. So one thing that you could do is you could attach this and then emboss it. Like attach this element and run the whole thing through the embossing folder. That would be cool. All right, now I could do something like this. And then you could just add your little elements. Like, see, that would contrast. That would be nice. Right? I mean, it just is adorable. I'm not going to make a full card, but I'm just giving you an idea how to use that element. All right, last element. I know you want to see it. Let's see how this one cuts out. I'm going to grab 2 more pieces of paper because it's nice to cut through 2 pieces at once. I'm not looking at the other side. I'm just kidding. I am looking at the other side. I hate cutting through and then you're like, the other side's so pretty, but that's cool. It's all good. We're gonna cut through it anyway. This is like, so one of my viewers was saying it's called a craft-a-lanch. I think I was trying to say that earlier. It's a craft-a-lanch when you have there's like paper stuck in there. When you have all this stuff falling off your table. All right, we're gonna lay these here. We're gonna lay this down. And we're gonna go ahead and run it through with the lid. I probably would use that element and then like this one separately because there's so much going on already with that card. Like there's already so much going on with that card. I wouldn't use the wreath as well, the one I'm cutting out now. I'd probably use that on this other piece maybe. We'll try it on one of these and see how it looks. All right, cool. Marilyn saying, I want that die. Yes, it would look great from our foils. Yes, our foiled cardstock. I mean, our foiled, like the, if I ran over and got the distressed gold cardstock or something, that would be gorgeous to do. Oh, I see shaker cards in our future, guys. This is one of those that doesn't cut all the way through. I thought it had an edge. I love it. So that's cool. So now with that element would mean that I have to cut out my card first, and then you cut this through. Love that. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut a square to show you what I mean, but this would make a great shaker card. Yeah, I think this needs to be our April. What do you guys think? This could be a good April workshop because we could do shaker cards with these dies because it cuts a big hole right in the middle. Okay, let's see. I'm going to go for 4 1/4. No, I'll go for 4. Hopefully that gives me, well, no, I'll do 4 1/4 just to see. And then I can always go shorter. Oops, I got a little crooked. I see, I'll do 4 and, let's see, not 1/4, I'm going to go between. There we go. That was it. It was 4 and 1/8. Okay. I made a 4 1/8 inch square. 4 1/8 on this side. We'll try it. Okay, so it's not quite a square. So that's good. Good to know. So we'll do this one 3 7/8. We can always make it shorter, but not bigger. All right, cool. 3 7/8. Maybe even a little bit shorter. 3 3/4 by 4 1/8. Ooh la la. Awesome card elements. So let's see how these look on cards. So we could do something like that. I would probably put another layer behind it. Ah, I like that side too. Well, of course, I would need more contrast for my liking, but you get the idea. I could put this on top of there. I think I'm going to play around with that and make some more cards. This one would go cute. It would go cute just right on there, but I tend to like to put another layer behind it. I'm loving all these dies. This would be cute too. No, I don't know if you just use it. Yeah, I'd probably just use it to die cut out another piece. Maybe not the actual shape, but you can always like take this and then put your stamp onto it, and then you still have like take your scrap, stamp onto them, and use these pieces to just be instead of throwing out the paper. I hope you enjoyed this unboxing. Let me see if I'm looking around my table to see if there's anything else I missed. I think we covered everything that was in my shipment, except I did get some blades and some dimensionals and essentials that I always get. Foam adhesive strips when I'm shopping. You know, I probably have Seal Plus in there too. Seal Plus refill. Hope you enjoyed this unboxing. Have a great day. Okay, she cut one out from the glitter paper and layered it over. Okay, I'll try the glitter paper. Terry, that's a good idea. Yeah. Okay, nice cut from the bottom up every time. Cut from the bottom up. Not sure what that means, but we'll have to analyze that. Thank you, Karen. All right. Susie, nice to see you. Nadine from Chile, Alberta. The dot is her favorite. Okay, put some leaves down below. Okay. All right, she's saying put some leaves down below. All right, good idea. Let's do that just as we end here. It's the end of the hour. I will do a couple. I'm going to do this down below. Not too many, but we'll go ahead and put like that. Just a couple little sprigs. We'll put the little bit of yellow over there for contrast, and we'll put like this little sprig over here. Yes, I agree. It did need, thank you, it did need some leaves down below. So I'll glue those afterwards. I'm just reading all the comments because I tend to have a hard time reading them after the video's over. Susie, yes, okay. I read all your comments, and I think I appreciate it. I appreciate all your comments and all your voting and all your participation. Have a great day, everybody. Thanks for being here, and please like this video and subscribe to my channel if you're new here. That's all for now. This is the Paper Chef.